Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Keto living is the life for me. Coffee, cooking, and recipes. Spending my days with my doggies. So be a sport. Set your alarm for Wednesdays for the Warden's Report.
Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. It is hump day and we are going to start the week, I guess. I mean, you know what I mean. It's the start of the Warden Report, right? And so I've already been reading so many comments. I'm so excited, loving it. So it's actually about 11:30. I've got my coffee here. So today in my coffee, I did just regular butter plus the Cocoa Tropic. The only thing is sometimes I find with coconut oil that it kind of gives this weird, trying to think, it's like almost like a weird aftertaste, kind of not exactly heartburn, but it just like something is just a little off sometimes. So I don't know, maybe I should put less in. I don't know, but butter does not do that to me. So we love butter. And then I have also noticed with the MCT oil that sometimes it adds, even though it's supposed to be flavorless, it just seems like it gives this little bit of mineral-y type flavor. Sorry, somebody's messing. Okay, sorry about that. And so anyways, but I am going to order more of it. And the Bulletproof came out with their own pumpkin spice creamer. So my pumpkin lovers. So the pumpkin spice creamer does have the MCT C8 and C10, which are supposed to be like the best strains to use. And then it's got real pumpkin puree in it. But it's a powder form. But anyways, they use that. And then it does have stevia at the very end. So it's got all those others and then stevia. So I don't know, because I normally don't like sweet coffee except for like an occasional treat, like when we go to Dutch. So I was like, well, I'm going to try it anyways because I love pumpkin spice. Comment below if you are in the pumpkin spice family. I know there are some out there. It's okay. If you're not a pumpkin fan, that's all right. We all have things that we love and enjoy. And you know what? You love and enjoy what you do, and I'll support you in that. And then support us pumpkin lovers because I'm just excited. And then plus, I just saw a post. Debbie posted that Starbucks is starting their pumpkin spice tomorrow, the 24th. So by the time you see this, they've already started. So you'll get your pumpkin spice. So ultra excited about that. And I did make up my pumpkin spice regular. There's no sweetener. It's just the spices. And that's really good. I've still been doing cinnamon. But, you know, since Starbucks is saying tomorrow, the 24th, officially starts pumpkin spice season, then I guess I need to start using my pumpkin spice in my coffee instead of just the cinnamon. I mean, gotta support the season, right? So, as far as how I'm feeling, let me take a sip here. So good. So, y'all, this is what happened. So, I am fasting, depending on your definition of fasting, because I know some people are like, oh, it's water only or just plain coffee. You can't have MCT or blah, 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 blah. But anyways, basically, and then there's the alternate day that are like no more than 500 calories. So this is what happened last night. So last night, after Heath got off work, sorry, does your job do this? A little segue here. Does your job do this? Like if you don't click in a certain area, it's like, oh, I'm going to log you off. So annoying. But anyways, so he doesn't get off work till 6 o'clock. By the time he eats dinner and everything, it's like 6:30, almost 7. It's just ridiculous. And then last night, I was having so many issues trying to load the Warden report. Usually I record it on my phone and I could just transfer right to the computer, but it did not want to recognize the file, so I had to upload them to the OneDrive and then download from there. It like took forever. Normally I could get everything edited on my Warden report within like 30 minutes. Last night it took like 2 hours. It was ridiculous. So anyways, so yesterday I was listening to a lot of Donna Schwink's podcast. So if you're on the fermenting bandwagon, go listen to her. Now again, she's not keto. She's not low carb. She's just finding healthy ways with fermented foods. And I've said that before, that there's more than one way to get healthy. So we know in our keto sphere, some people will tell you the only way to get super healthy is to be carnivore. And some will say, well, keto. And some will say, well, I get healthy being dirty keto. And I do this and I do that, right? And then you'll find people who are vegetarians who are healthy as well. Health is very much a spectrum. And I think any way that you can find your path to healthiness, and all of our bodies are different, then I support that. You know, I'm not dogmatic here. Never going to say there's only one way to do something, because there isn't. And listening to her, she's gone into this huge fermenting. She's been doing it for over 20 years. And yeah, I saw a podcast that she did with Dr. William Davis just the other day. And she did an original one a year ago. So you go watch both of them. And even he remarked that in a year's time that she's basically been eating this El Ruderai yogurt for over a year now. He's like, wow, you look even younger than the last time we interviewed. And she is 63, y'all. And I was like surprised. I was like, yeah, she does look young. And of course, she credits it to El Ruderai, El Gasarai, and these different, all the different pre and probiotics. So she's very interesting to listen to. Well, so I was listening to her, and she was talking about kombucha, right? Now, I know some people I've heard in the keto sphere are like, oh, you can't have kombucha because it's made with sugar. Don't ever do anything with sugar. And I felt that way before too, because I'm like, oh, there's sugar in the ingredient. You can't have it. But once you understand how it's made and a lot of fermented foods, then you understand that the sugars is what feeds it. So I was watching her on how she makes kombucha, and she was talking all about the health benefits of kombucha. And basically, yeah, you just take tea. Now, she says she likes green tea because it gets fizzier, but, also white tea, black tea, whatever tea you prefer. And you have to put the sugar in there because that SCOBY, the bacteria, it needs food. And tea on its own it's not going to give it food. And so she puts the sugar in, and it helps feed it, right? And then that's how she says you test it, because you'll go in and test the kombucha every day and taste it. And if it's sweet, then it has not fermented long enough. And you want that fine line between it being sweet and between it being vinegary, right? There's just that fine line there. And so she said, a good kombucha, yeah, it's going to have sugar to make it, but it should not be a sweet kombucha. It should have that tangy, acidic flavor. And of course, she said it really benefited her because she used to be addicted to diet sodas. And once she started switching to kombucha, she said she no longer drinks diet soda. This has completely replaced that, and it's made her so much healthier by doing kombucha versus sodas. So there is something you might consider if you are someone who finds yourself addicted to diet sodas. Then maybe try instead incorporating kombuchas. And what she said was also nice is, like with diet sodas and stuff, those are forced carbonations. When you have a good kombucha, it's a natural carbonation. And she said, so the taste, the flavor, everything is totally different because it's all natural, right? So anyways, this is a lot. If y'all are new here, I will yak your ear off, okay? So anyways, she was talking about the health benefits of kombucha, and she was saying that because it's got so many microbials and everything, that it's great if you have colds, flus, coughs, upper respiratory issues, that she has given it to friends before that got sick, and she said within a day or two, they were feeling better. So I was like, well, I wonder. So last night, and she was also talking about, I heard another one where she's talking about bone broth, and I was like, yeah, I need to drink some bone broth anyway, especially with as much as I fast and stuff. I should be incorporating bone broth. So last night, after editing and getting Heath, you know, he fed himself. I didn't have to feed him. But anyways, I was like, let's go to the grocery store, which getting out during the week, I just hate doing. And it was after 7 p.m., but I was like, let's do it. We went to the Heb, and I got some Kettle on Fire bone broth. First time I've ever tried them. So I got one that was chipotle beef. Oh, that was really good. That's what I had. And then I got a lemongrass and ginger. That sounds really good. And then while I was I like to peruse, right? And they had this whole new wellness section, right? And I was perusing. I like to see the new products, the new keto products, right? And I was perusing, but a lot of them I was just like, that's not appealing to me. Like there was a couple new granolas. I've just never been a granola fan. It's just not been my thing, right? So I was like, I'm not going to spend money on granola, right? So I kept looking, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I will try this kombucha. I'd heard of Dr. Brew before, and I was like, maybe I'll get that. Well, while I was looking there, they had the whole refrigerated section of all the different kombuchas. There's this other brand. I'll have to show you later. I think it's Element something. But it was cheaper, one. And I was like, they had some different flavors that sounded good. And one of them was called, it was like nettle. But anyways, it was with white tea, nettle leaf, which I know is really good for you, and ginger. And you know how I love ginger. So I was like, and I looked at it, and the main thing you want to look when you're buying a commercial kombucha is that it says live raw cultures. And that was the first thing as it said. The one that I read for the Dr. Brew, it said it's somewhere in there, but I was like, I don't know. Is it really? I think they are. But this one, again, had the sugar, but I was like, well, I'm gonna take a try with it, right? And so I got a couple cans. I got 2. The other one was a lavender, and I love lavender. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try these 2 cans. And if you're looking at the carb count, it said 8 carbs. Again, they have to report that because they have to report the amount of sugar used. But the end result isn't going to be actually that high. It's the same thing with yogurt and other fermented foods. The USDA requires that they report the carb count prior to the fermentation process. It's kind of silly, right? So anyways, I was like, I'm not worried about this because the only sugar is what was used to make the kombucha. There's not additional sugars being added. And which is key with the carb count and reading the ingredients and how they list the ingredients. It was the tea first and then the sugar and all that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a try, right? Because I've been having this horrible cough. Like yesterday, the cough was so bad. Like, it just was almost nonstop that I ordered some Mucinex to be delivered last night from Amazon. And so we're at H-E-B. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get a couple of these kombuchas. Got the beef broth. On the way home, I drank one whole can of the kombucha. And again, how I could tell that it was no additional sugars. It was not sweet. And especially after BBB and E, not having any sweeteners and stuff, you're a little more fine-tuned if something has a sweetener in it. Didn't taste sweet, had that nice, tangy, acidic flavor, and it was good. Like, I liked it. I mean, of course, I love ginger, and the nettle leaf in it and everything, and I was like, okay, that was pretty good. And then once we got home, I made me up the cup of the beef broth, and I add a little cayenne to it as well. And I drank that. I think I'll do it again tonight with the lemongrass one, but I'm going to add a little gelatin to it as well. But anyways, I drank it. And then, you know, after watching some more Big Bang Theory, we then went to bed. And, you know, I could just feel like there's a little bit of rattle in my chest, and I was just like, but I didn't take the medicine. I did not take the Mucinex because I was like, you know what? I just want to see if I take just the kombucha and then the bone broth. I want to see what happens. I slept pretty well. The past couple of nights, I would wake up coughing. That did not happen last night. In fact, I woke up breathing. Like, I was like, oh, I could breathe really deep. But I would be like, all the way really, really deep, you know. I was like, okay, I think this is good, right? So, anyhow, woke up this morning. I'm feeling so much better. And I don't feel like I still have a cough, but I don't feel like that. I say a rattle. It wasn't like a deep rattle. It was just like you could tell there was mucus in my lungs. I don't feel the mucus. And I feel a lot better. So, kombucha? Bone broth? Both? Just naturally getting better? The fasting? I mean, it could be all of the above. But I'm just glad I didn't have to take pills, you know, because you look at some of those, like, over-the-counter medications, they're like liver, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to take it. It's nice that it's here if it gets that bad. But, I mean, if I could take something that's going to naturally heal myself, and that's what I've read when it comes to, like, cough, especially if you have a wet cough, you don't want to suppress it. You actually want that to come out. But anyways, I'm feeling much better. And the other thing I noticed is just keeping track of my weight, you know, just seeing what's going on. And since I've been sick, my weight had been climbing up, right? Which, I mean, of course, I'm inflamed. I don't feel well taking these medicines, even though they were all gel caps. I didn't do any of the liquid stuff because, you know, that usually has corn syrup. But anyways, I was, you know, tracking my weight, and I was like, gosh, it's kind of like, I understand why, and it's a sign that my body is holding on to water. It's not fat. It's holding on to water because it's trying to heal itself, right? When I woke up this morning, big whoosh. Almost back down. I'm 1 pound from what I was from when I started getting sick. So I'm like, okay, there's something there too. Of course, I know technically I was fasting, but again, I mean, some people say having bone broth when you're on a fasting window, some people say that's okay. Other people are like, no, you can't ingest anything. So anyhow, I ain't going to sweat it. I'm doing what's healthy for me. And I feel like maybe just loading my body up with the healthy things that are in bone broth and the healthy things in kombucha. Something happened. And again, I woke up feeling amazing today. And I think I'm sounding better. He said I sound better. I mean, look, I've almost been talking for 20 minutes, y'all, and I haven't stopped to have to cough and cough in your ear or anything. So, anyhow, I am rattling your ear off, but I want to thank you. If you're new here, hey, there's so much more to come. So go ahead and give me that thumbs up. Just a reminder right now, hit that thumbs up while you're watching. It really does help us, especially with YouTube saying they're trying to push more shorts than the longer videos. So if you give a thumbs up, leave me a comment, make sure you're subscribed here, and then I'll keep you in tune. So later on today, when I have the kombucha and the beef bone broth, I will show you all that so you can see. I didn't film last night because I had already edited for last week, and yeah, so I will definitely film today. It's the same stuff, and then you can see, and then let me know. Oops. And we will talk in a bit. Look at my cheese, y'all. This is such an easy way to make the Kefir cheese. Just doing this and putting the coffee filter, and then you just lift it up, and then I'm going to put it in a container. Like, virtually no cleanup. Isn't this the best? I don't think I could do this with one hand, but let's see here. Okay, here we go. I need two hands to lift it out. But that's my Kefir cheese from the last batch. And now I'm going to, oh goodness. Okay, this is a little messy. There we go. And you just pull this coffee filter out. Like, isn't that, that's just so easy, y'all. It's so easy. Look, I have a little in there. I guess I should eat that, right? It's my tester. But, look, and then that's it. And then you just, like, throw that one away. That's so good. That is so good. Oops, sorry, that's my coffee. Heat it up. But, just tasting it off the wrapper. Yes, I am in love with this cheese. Oh my gosh. And then, all you gotta do, all this whey, don't throw it away. I was watching Mary's Nest, and she gave like 5 great uses for whey. I'm gonna save this so that I can use it to culture my ketchup, mustard, and mayo, y'all. Okay, y'all, it is after 4, and I'm gonna drink this. I feel like my cough, it's better, but not, like, I need something, right? So instead of taking the pill, I'm going to try this, see what happens. So that's the brand. Here's the flavor I'm trying. Doesn't that sound good? Lavender and spearmint. Heads up, it is good. I already tried it. And there is, so right there's what you're looking for. 100% raw live cultures. That's what you want. No juice, no artificial flavorings. There's the ingredients, but again, mind you, that sugar is what fed the nutrients. And then here is, here's the ingredients. So the culture, the sugar, the tea, the lavender, and the spearmint. And yeah, so that's what it is. So he tried it first because I didn't want him drinking after me, and he freaking loves it. So I think this would be an easy transition for him. Again, to me, it's very tangy and acidic, like lots of great carbonation. First, I get the spearmint and then the lavender. Really, really good. I would say this one is a touch sweeter than the ginger nettle one. And it could be because the ginger kind of took more of that away. But this, it's really good. And again, I'm only having one in a day. And, you know, I'm trying to do what I can to promote healthy gut and everything else. So I'm good with it. So I'll have this now. And then probably when Heath eats dinner, I'll have the broth. So tonight, this is what I'm drinking. This lemongrass ginger bone broth. That's by Kettle and Fire. There's the ingredients. And there is the total count. And then, now, this is 16.9 ounces. And so I did cut it between 2 cups. So this is the second cup. And then the only thing I'm going to do is I will add some cayenne and some beef gelatin. Just to kind of get that gelatin, kind of thicken it up a little bit. And yeah, that's it. So today, I thought for my lunch, I'm going to make basically like a dip. So this is my Kefir cheese. I see somebody's been hitting this hard. And then I'm also going to add garlic sauerkraut. And to up the garlic, some more garlic. So what I'm going to do, real simple. And this recipe, or similar to it rather, I got from Donna Schwink. So she uses a lot of the Kefir cheese to make like dips. Okay, put that in there. And then I'm just going to go in with this garlic sauerkraut. Smells really good. And this is a local Houston fermenter. And he sells at one of the farmers markets. He also sells online. It's called Scotty's Fermented Foods. So far I've tried his sauerkraut and his fermented cucumbers. And they've both been really good. Alright. And then you just mix it all together. And yeah, it's a little chunky, but I figure this will be great. And I'm just going to, I have like another hour or so before lunch, maybe a couple hours. So I'm just going to put this in the fridge and let that all marry together until lunchtime. Well, shoot, look, there's a little left of my spoon. What am I going to do? That's good, y'all. Wow. The cheese gives that creaminess to it. And then the sauerkraut, it's nice and crunchy. Oh, and then the garlic comes in. Wow. That's great. Oh, I can't wait for lunch. So, it's almost 1. I'm going to have my kefir. Man, that Alexander Kefir Farms, it got really thick. I've been drinking mine, and I haven't drank that one in like a week, and I was like, wow, that really got thick. And so I've already added turmeric, and I'm going to do my pumpkin spice, since today is Starbucks released all their pumpkin spice coffees. So I just make my own blend. There's no sweetener. And I'm going to top it with that and drink it that away. I'm so excited. Look at my lunch, y'all. So I've got an avocado here. There is that Kefir sauerkraut cheese dip. And then, look at my plate of goodness. So I had some leftover hard salami. And I've got, on some of them, they have the Gruyere cheese. Others have the Hatch cheese we got at H-E-B. A little bit of mayo. And then I put a Thai chili in each one. And then I've got ginger. And my fermented foods, I've got these fermented cherry tomatoes, fermented cauliflower, kimchi, and then it's hard to see back here, but I've got fermented hot peppers. So, like, I will dip, like, the cauliflower or maybe even the tomatoes in my dip. And gonna have this, and yeah, that's my lunch. I am making dinner. Heath is still at work. So, I'm gonna go ahead and have another cup of kefir. I heard it also helps, like, with colds and flus, you know, because it's so healthy. So, this is my homemade. So, it's pretty good, of course. Right? But I'm excited because I feel like I'm getting low because we ran out of milk. Like I had just enough to like basically keep the kefir happy until I get more, which will be Saturday. So I'm kind of running low. So anyways, so I'm just going to make for dinner tonight sausage and then onions and peppers mixed in. We're just going to have a basic stir fry. And that'll be dinner, and should be ready in about 15 minutes. You know, that's pretty easy. But yeah, I'll show you the finished product. All right, for dinner, so I've got it finished here, and it's that sausage, and then mixed with some fajita vegetables. Well, I got a fork and a spoon, y'all. And then I topped it with, and then I did take some of the fat and I mixed some mayo together, and that's down in there. And then I topped it with our hot pepper relish or mash, I don't know, and which is fermented, and then some kimchi here, and then some kefir cheese, and then I use this flat iron pepper company seasoning. So really good. This is very mild. And I love the taste of the garlic and onion together. Just really good combo. And then I'm going to have a topo to drink. It is Friday. Who is excited about Fridays? So I've got the kefir. This is the last of the Alexander Farms kefir. And I have to say, when I first got it, I didn't think it was that thick. It was more like a drinkable yogurt, right? It is kefir. But the longer it's been in the fridge, the thicker. Like, it is like almost like a regular yogurt thickness. It's really thick. So what I did is I actually took some of my kefir whey and added it to the bottle of the Alexander Farms to get out just that last little bit, and then it helped make it, you know, a little more drinkable. I added some turmeric, about a teaspoon of turmeric, and then I topped it with my pumpkin spice because it's pumpkin spice now, y'all. It is. So I'm gonna drink this now, and it is almost 12:30, and then in a little bit I'll go to lunch. So for my Friday lunch, y'all, I've got the Purnell sausage, some pickled ginger, some mayo here with seasonings, and then for my ferments, I have got sauerkraut, kimchi, and then that hot pepper mash. And then I've also got my avocado here. And then in a little bit, I'm going to have this kombucha. Ooh, why it doesn't want to, there it goes. So we're going to see, hopefully, I didn't get any kombucha yesterday, and maybe that's why I'm not feeling my best. So I'm going to try that, and hopefully this cough will be gone by the live. Well, our anniversary dinner begins, and we starting with the keto Brussels sprouts minus the almonds. Look at who I get to have dinner with tonight. This handsome fella. And then look, he ordered a topo thinking he would get a bottle. Look how they served it. So, yes, I'm excited. So, another appetizer we got, it's called Problem Number 7. It's served in the cigar box. And it is scallops that are topped with bacon, and they're put under the pizza oven, and then it has basil fresh on top.
For my entree, I have wild caught salmon with Indian spice. Good. It smells heavenly, y'all. And then the side, it's like broccoli, green bean. And then this is like a cauli mash. And this is like a sweet potato. It just comes with that. But yeah, looks really good. Sunday night, since I had a salad earlier today, we went to the movies. We saw both Oppenheimer and Barbie. And when they deliver the food, it's always during the show. So I obviously can't record or bring out my phone. But anyways, for dinner, we got home and we're busy boxing up stuff. And what I decided to have is I've got a whole large avocado. And then I topped it with some kimchi cheese, a little bit of goat yogurt. And I've got my fermented hot peppers. And I seasoned with the Redmond's smoked salt and some flat iron seasoning. And then I'm going to have this kombucha as well. Well, it's not wanting to, but that one sounded good to me as well. So hopefully it'll help. But yeah, that's Sunday. Happy Monday, y'all. I cannot believe how fast time goes, right? I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. We definitely did. I'm just so fortunate to have Heath in my life and 10 years. Like, we were even talking last night. I was like, I still can't grasp 10 years. We're in double digits now. Like, it's only going to go better from here, right? So, yes, 10 years together. So, we had a fun weekend. Sorry I didn't record a whole lot, but, you know, Saturday we went to that Ruggles Black in Houston. Wonderful. I had that salmon. That was the best salmon I have ever had. Like, I cannot wait to replicate that, as it was just so amazing. So, I loved it. Heath really wants to replicate the scallop dish, but I'm telling you, that salmon, that was by far the star. And then, we had talked about going and getting the dogs, bandanas at Dutch, but... you know, when places do like, oh, if you come after a certain time, it's just such a struggle because, like, we went that morning because Delilah had her vet visit, and I was just like, look, I already had my Dutch today. I don't want another Dutch. And it was already late, and by the time, you know, all the stuff we had going on, I was like, it's just too late. I don't want to get another one. So, it is what it is. It's just a bandana. It'd be cool if we'd got it for free, but, I mean, my dogs, I'll spoil them. I'll buy them something cute off of Etsy for Halloween, and that'll be fine. And then Sunday, we went to the movies. We did the double feature. That was a lot of fun. He got his naps in, so that's always good, right? And then, we got home, and I ended up having, I showed y'all that avocado dish. That was, like, really good. Like, I'm still, like, today, I'm like, gosh, I kind of want that again. Like, I'm loving avocados. And some might say, well, maybe it's because you need more magnesium, which might be the case. I'm still having my Calm every night. And I do 2 scoops of Calm. So, I don't know. Maybe I just need even more magnesium. Maybe I'm like Chris with Ketochow and I need a higher dose. I don't know. But it's Monday. Monday's busy at work, right? So I'm okay with that. I like a busy Monday. I mean, I cannot believe it's almost noon already. Like, where'd the time go? I'm having my coffee. So what I did in my coffee, I put a tablespoon of butter. I'm still waiting for my bulletproof MCT oil to come. I did get the pumpkin creamer from them,
I'll give you all a review. I didn't want to have that today because it does have sweetener. I am trying to fast today. So I'll do that probably tomorrow. So, and I'll let you know what I think. But I just did the butter, and then I added in a teaspoon of the Cocoa Tropics, which gives it a nice little chocolatey flavor. And then I bought some pumpkin spice mix at Sam's, which I know I make my own, but I was like, oh, well, it was a pretty good buy. It was like $5, but it was pretty nice sized jar. I was like, well, to me, that's worth it. And it'll probably last all through the season, if not longer. So great for that. So I added that as well. So, you know, I just loving it. Loving life. And here in a bit, when I go to lunch, I plan on today, I already checked. My kefir is ready. Like, they said once you get going that the kefir could be ready in as soon as 12 hours. But, of course, the longer you let it go, the little more tangier it gets. So, at lunch, in about an hour, then I think it'll be perfect. And I'll have that going. And then I also want to show y'all this special announcement from Ketochow. So, make sure you stay tuned so you can see what's going on and what we're doing with that. So, enjoy. I hope you enjoyed your coffee today or whatever your chosen beverage is. If you are, a pumpkin spice fan, let me know. What have you already gotten your pumpkin spice drink this year? And where did you get it? And give me a recommendation because I'm all for it. Well, it is the afternoon with this cute mug. And I am having my kombucha. My goodness. My kefir. What's wrong with me? And it's a golden melt, which just means I added turmeric. It's actually a turmeric blend, so it's got the black pepper in there. And I think some cardamom. So I mix that together. Just sip it on a cup of it. And it's my homemade kefir. What I love about making your own kefir is like, I thought, oh my gosh, I get low on my kefir, right? And I almost bought like another quart of kefir at the store. I was like, no, I'll just wait. And yeah, now I'm got kefir up the wazoo again, right? So in fact, I got to go to Aldi this afternoon to get more milk because I'm almost out of milk to keep feeding my bacteria. So I'm going to do that, but enjoying this, making another batch of the Kefir cheese. That's going to be amazing. And yeah, so enjoying this. Thought I'd just let you know. I think the Kefir definitely is helping. I feel like today I have barely coughed. I kind of feel it, but been making sure, like I already drank at least one whole my big mug of water, drinking the kefir, and I'll probably have a kombucha tonight. Just try to keep all of that in, and of course the water's going to help flush out any of those bad things. So that's the plan. And then I'm going to show you up next what Ketochow has to announce. So comment right now, what do you think it is? Dinner tonight. So I ended up go ahead and eating. I got hungry. I went to Aldi. Maybe that's what happens when you go grocery shopping, right? I got a salad mix that had some radicchio in it. And then I've got here, I put tomatoes, some fresh avocado. I got this hot, spicy calabra. I don't know. But a hot, spicy deli meat thing from Aldi as well. And it had that type of cheese with it. There's also bacon in here. Then they had these huge jalapenos. Look how big that is. It's like bigger than my finger. And so got a jalapeno that we fried with some Cajun cheese curds. Got a couple mushrooms. And then my fermented foods, I've got this Kefir cheese. I've also got my hot pepper mix here. Some sauerkraut and kimchi. And then I'm going to have this probably afterwards. this kombucha. I've got my water. And then I made a dressing, just real simple vinaigrette, horseradish, mustard, olive oil, apple cider vinegar, and salt and seasoning. That's it. And that's my dinner. Time for the Ketochow special announcement. And there's actually two. So I'm going to start with the first one. As y'all know, my favorite season is fall. So guess what? Starting today, August 30th, the Ketochow fall flavors are back. That's the pumpkin spice caramel. You have to get that one. If you've never gotten it before, this is the time because that soup is amazing. And come October, you're going to want that soup. So order that. Plus there's gingerbread. There is the pecan sticky bun. And the maple one. And I know I'm forgetting another one. But anyways, the fall flavors are back, y'all. Go order those. And tell me which is your favorite fall flavor. And then the next announcement. So you know, Ketochow came out with their core flavors, right? The core chocolate, and that is the stevia one, and then the core unsweetened, right? And the core means instead of using whey, it uses the beef protein, right? So we have chocolate and beef protein. Well, what would go better with chocolate, right? We got to make our trio here. Then you could do the ice cream. They are now releasing in the core strawberry cream. I know a lot of people love the regular strawberry cream. Now you can get it in the core. And the vanilla cream. So now you do all three. Chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. So, go get yours now. If you haven't already, use our link below. And you will get a percentage off your first time using that. And then, make sure you put a comment below. Hashtag MakeKCCore. I'll put it right here. So then you go get that, and then make sure you comment, because on Friday Night Feast, somebody is going to get these. So we will have a giveaway this Friday, September 1st, on everyone who comments on the Warden report. So make sure you leave a comment today, and then you can get the new core vanilla cream and strawberry cream. To celebrate the fall release of Ketochow, I'm having this new pumpkin spice bulletproof creamer. Show you what's in it. There's the macros. And there's the ingredients. So it's already got the butter and the MCT oil. And it does have a little bit of stevia in it. So I'm going to make this up. It says to do a scoop, but I did a half scoop the other day. So I'm going to try that again. So I made the coffee. It does look creamy on top. Here's the pumpkin spice I got at Sam's. And I will show you the ingredients. They added a couple more than mine that I made, but that's fine. And it was like $5.38, I think, for this container. So I thought it wasn't too bad for a nice size container like this. Okay, I've got that pumpkin spice. So if you're new here, I'm all things fall. Like, I love pumpkin spice. I know it's not everybody's favorite, and that's fine. We each have our things we enjoy, but I do enjoy pumpkin spice, which if you have an espresso, they just released their pumpkin pods today, so go get that. But when I saw that Bulletproof had this pumpkin spice creamer, I was like, well, maybe I'll give it a try. So it's got the grass-fed butter, supposed to have the MCT 8 and 10, and then plus they said that they use actual pumpkin puree. But anyways, let me give it a try and tell you my thoughts. Now, just a heads up, I normally have my weekday coffee as unsweetened because to me a sweet coffee is like my treat, like if I go to Dutch. But I typically don't prefer a sweet coffee. I know I'm like one of those weirdos, never drank sweet tea, didn't have sweet coffee, just weird. But this, so I wished it was a little higher in fat because it's only like 10 grams for a whole scoop. And I feel like, I mean, a pat of butter has more fat than that. So I'm like, so there's not a whole lot of fat in there. But anyways, so I would probably add a little more fat to it next time, like add a pat of butter. But I would say it's not, if you go to Dutch, it's not sweet like a Dutch. So it's not that sweet, but it is sweet. Like it's not, like to me, if I was to have a Dutch at this time, it'd be too much for me. It'd just be way too sweet. So it's not that about, like I could drink this. I wish they would have left it unsweetened, honestly, but you could tell they didn't put a lot of stevia in it. It is faint, like I guess just enough to kind of, I guess they think pumpkin spice has to be sweet, just enough to kind of give it a little bit. And that was some of the reviews I read were people who were saying it's just not sweet enough, and I'm like, well, people say that, then I might like it. So yeah, I like it. The pumpkin flavor, it's not in your face pumpkin. It's kind of like a subtle, like if you ever get pumpkin flavored coffee beans, it's not like overwhelmingly. So it is good. I think definitely when I add my pumpkin spice to it, that helps amp up the pumpkin flavor without adding more sweetener. So would I buy it again? Honestly, probably not. Mainly because of the stevia. If they did an unsweetened one and had a higher fat content, I'd be more for it. But I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. It was on sale and pushed me to get free shipping. So I was like, okay, I'll get it. But, I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I will finish the tub. And maybe the more I drink it, the better it'll be. And again, I didn't even do a whole scoop. So the instructions say for 8 ounces, like who drinks 8 ounces of coffee? I mean, let's be real. To do a scoop for 8 ounces. This is 16 ounces of coffee, and I did, like, I would say it was like 3/4 of a scoop. So maybe if I did closer to 1.5 or 2 scoops, but then I'm just concerned it might be too sweet if I add that much to it. I don't know, maybe I'll try it again another day and add a little more of a scoop, like a heaping scoop, and just see if that makes a difference. But I think overall, it's good. At least if it's pumpkin. And you know what? I think something is happening because like Starbucks released their pumpkin stuff. They released their pumpkin. Nespresso's released their pumpkin. September 1st, Dutch is supposed to release their fall stuff. And it's already getting cooler outside. I mean, yes, it's in the 90s, but it's not triple digits. Starting this week, it hasn't been triple digits. So obviously, we have to usher in the pumpkin spice so that we could cool down this place. I'm just saying. Maybe next year, July. So it's 1:15, and I'm going to have a cup of my homemade kefir mixed with the turmeric. Kind of see that line in there. And yeah, so I'm excited to drink my golden kefir. So it's neat, always having kefir available, isn't it? Lunch on Tuesday, I have got Pernell sausage. I've got some mayo with our homemade sriracha. This is our homemade cordito. Some kimchi. And then I have some ginger under there. And here's a fermented garlic clove. And then for dessert, I've got some goat yogurt. And I put my pumpkin spice on top. Tuesday dinner. So what I've got here is coastal shrimp stuffed hatch chili. So it's basically shrimp, cream cheese, goat cheese, and jalapeno, and bacon. Sorry, no jalapeno. And bacon, all stuffed inside a hatch chili. And then we broiled it, and the shrimp was pre-cooked. Then I've got some asparagus here, which is a great prebiotic, y'all. So if you're eating these probiotic foods, make sure you're getting prebiotics as well. And then my salad, which I've got some radicchio, I've got fermented hot pepper relish, and then I made a guac. We had an avocado, so I added red onion, a fermented garlic, tomato, and then I also added some Kefir cheese to it. That's why it looks a little creamy. So that's my salad. In the salad dressing tonight, I used some of the Kefir whey to make the salad dressing. And then I'm going to finish off my meal with this kombucha jasmine hibiscus. I'm also going to drink this topo during my meal. That wraps up another week of the Warden Report. I hope you enjoyed this week. Let me know down below. Are you ordering the Ketochow? Are you a pumpkin fan? I need to know these things. And please make sure you did hit that thumbs up. It really helps our channel. I really appreciate it if you could do us a favor and definitely hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Welcome you to our channel. And then stay tuned to see all of our wonderful channel members. Thank you all so much again for your continued support. Can't wait to see you at the next cook along.